We'll bring in Rotimi Fakayijo, CEO and trader at Enterprise, for you in about a minute. But let's recap the markets for you yesterday. For the second trading day, full session in the new year, the Nigerian market went down almost 1%. Yesterday was quite a bit bloody for the consumer goods. Nestle, Guinness, Honeywell flour, all the big boys, Cadbury, in that space in the second trading day. Quite massive haircuts there. Quite surprising how investors threw in the sickle and sold off. In terms of net transaction value, we're a lot better than Monday when we started the week, around $3.5 million. Yesterday was close to $10 million. In volume terms, yes, that was around 195.6 million. And in terms of value, yes, we're a little bit better than Monday as well. Monday, we did just about 700 million. Yesterday, Tuesday, 1.89 billion naira. So the appetite is coming back, but it's still to the downside in terms of sentiment. Where do understand where this is coming from. But of course, we look at the global space, there's been a lot of hard hitting of equities around the world. So that is part of what we're sharing. The composite index around 28,000. We couldn't get it back to 30,000 before we finished 2015. We started 2016 on the downside. The market cap still below the 10 trillion level. We're around $52 billion in the net value of our market. Look at the guys who managed to be the stocks that managed to be on the gainer side yesterday. Total managed about 1.01%. ETI, that's the Pan-African Commercial Bank, EcoBank Transnational Incorporated, 5%. Cement Company of Northern Nigeria, 3.11%. But those gains were not strong enough to offset the big boys in the consumer goods, Nestle, Nestle, Nigerian Breweries, Guinness, Honeywell flour. So that was the story on Tuesday. What's happening today? This third trading day, which was about 11:15 local time. So let's get a sense of today's market with Rotimi Fakayijo joining us on the phone. Rotimi, thank you very much for coming from Enterprise Stockbrokers.
Good morning, Boston.
It's good to hear from you. Have a wonderful new year, isn't it? That's how it is.
Yes, indeed. And our forward-looking statement this year is that things will get better, although it may be later in the year.
Oh, okay. You're giving us an outlook. This is the first time we're getting together in 2016. So your catchphrase is that things will get better, but most likely towards the end of the year.
Yes.
Okay. So we're starting on a very bumpy note.
Yes, I think it is quite expected because in the last 2 days of the trading prior to the end of the year 2016, we saw the market gaining at almost 7% in 2 days. And when that happens, it is most expected that in the early days in the new year that we're going to have a slight reversal. And I think the kind of reversal we've seen is not as much as the kind of gain that we saw towards the end of the year. The major reversal we have seen is that of Nigerian Breweries, which lost on Monday, which lost yesterday. And today, again, we've seen it trading at 110 at the time, but right now is inching back up and it's just a little above 117 naira. So after that, the market is down at this moment by about 0.33%. And I think looking at other statistics, other sectorial indices, I think the consumer goods is actually the one dragging down the market for now, as we are not seeing much of an appreciable change coming from other sectors. But I think that may change as the trading continues today. And I think starting early, we've seen quite some volume coming for Nigerian Breweries. Presently, it's done over 800,000 today. And I think that goes a long way compared to yesterday that did less than 50,000. So I think things are actually changing, but we are not expecting a positive trend to come up so quickly. and investors are still very much on the don't look attitude as the normal balance in Nigeria.
Yes, well,
so I think that one is still very much there for now.
Whatever happens, Rotimi, is about you sit down and look at how things space out. But again, let's talk about the oil stocks. Forty Oil, Mobil, MRS, Owando, and that's conversation with Omotola Abimbola from Afrinvest, an analyst there before. What's the discussion about the new pricing regime for petrol, 86 NNPC, 86.50 for non-NNPC retailers, and how the entire subsidy removal will trickle down to these energy traders or energy stocks on our market?
Well, I think it's going to, if, and I say if, the subsidy has been totally removed, and what we are seeing now is an interplay of demand and supply, and also the competitiveness of the oil traders. I think, to me, to a great extent, it's good at this moment, and also it's good for the traders, it's good for Nigeria. And but the only thing is that at least there used to be some benefits coming to the traders before now. I believe now they are being left on their own, and I think it may not really be business as usual as we used to see. So in that way, I believe that the kind of demand that we used to see on the forex, I think it may not really be what it is now, as everybody will have to bear his own cross. So that's where I believe the market for oil stocks is definitely going to, at least investors are going to be on the lookout for now. And the outcome of that subsequently, I think will determine how much participation investors will take a closer look at.
I was about to ask the question.
Getting as high as over 300 towards the end of the year, I believe we may not be able to see that price being sustained for long. And for other securities like MRS, whereby we have seen the price stagnating for a very long period, I believe maybe before the end of January, we may begin to see appreciable change, either positive or negative, in that particular stock as well. So I think that things are definitely going to have some measure of change.
Let me comment quickly. Do you think that investors, with the deregulation out of the window or out of the room, do you think investors, local investors that is, will still be much eager to hold the shares of the oil retailers, like in the days of the bank consolidation? Everybody went after the banks. Do you think investors, retailers, still want to go after these oil retailers?
Well, I think for some, like Forty Oil, where the investors have made a lot of appreciation in the share price, I think they may not want to hold on to this. But the likes of MRS, whereby we've not really seen the price has stagnated for almost more than a month, I think investors may not have a choice but to hold on to that stock. But to me, I believe all in all that at the end of the day, the prices are going to at least discover themselves. There's going to be a lot of price discovery for these stocks, and we're going to see much changes coming here and there. But for investors, I believe they are going to do a lot of analysis, and we have to do away with the ones they can't keep among the oil stocks, and also be futuristic in the ones that have more potential for the future.
Okay, last question. Let me ask you this. Are you folks at the floor discussing Christine Lagarde?
Can you say that again?
Do you stockbrokers on the trading floor discuss Christine Lagarde's visit, the IMF chief visit to Nigeria? Do you?
Of course. When she came, there was a lot of apprehension concerning the market, because I would believe that the outcome of that meeting was going to very much affect our market. And the first thing that came to mind is, if IMF is going to be giving us money, there's going to be to come with conditionalities as devaluation of the naira.
So she says no money.
A lot for the market.
No. Christine Lagarde says there is no IMF money. But having read the news in the last 2 days, are you encouraged by what you've heard from Christine Lagarde so far? Are you?
Yes, I'm saying that was the expectation before the meeting. But now that she has made that pronouncement, I think stockbrokers are really excited by that development.
Okay, fine. You folks wish you have a handshake with her, don't you? Okay, Rotimi Fakaijo, thank you very much for being there today from Enterprise Capital, CEO and trader. Do have a profitable trading day. And that's about all for today's edition of the program. I am boosting Omofaye, assisting him for the rest half of the programming.